I am most pleased to invite the next speaker, Mr. Alhaji Alpha Fofana, who is originally from Ivory Coast, and he is a co-founder and chief marketing officer of ASO. Alhaji has a bachelor's degree in communication and is currently doing his master's degree in organizational behavior and development at IDC. Mr. Alhaji, please take the stage.
Hello. In 2015, I was working in a restaurant. I met a friend who asked me, "Where are you from?" And I always hate saying from Ivory Coast because I'm a proud African. And I told him, I am from Africa. And then he asked me in Hebrew, "Ezra Kov ba Africa?" And then I said, okay, this is a new game. And then I told him, how many streets do you have in South Tel Aviv? He said, Loidia. And then I told him, we have 54 streets in Africa. And then he said, okay, which street? I said, I'm from Ivory Coast Street. Rakov Confessional. He said, no, Abalzebe Madina. I said, no, this is not a country, it's a street. And then I told him, okay, don't worry, let's go out for coffee, and then we continue the long discussion. So I don't want to go into that detail. And yeah, okay, thank you for helping. Oh, thank you. I like to move. Yes. I'm a man with action. Yes. Yes. So, for some of you who are in doubt, Africa is not a country with 54 streets, it's a continent with 54 countries. All right, good evening everyone. And my name is Alhaji Alpha Fofana from the Ivory Coast, the country, not the street. Okay, dear excellencies, distinguished guests, dear colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, it is a true pleasure for me to welcome you all at the first African Organizational Conference at IDC. We are very grateful to the IDC for offering us the venue to host this event and to provide us with the necessary logistics to make it a successful one. And especially to Mr. Jonathan Davis, the Vice President of IDC. And of course, I must add this, that we are proud of IDC. They are the first university that opened the door for African students in Israel. I am especially honored to welcome and thank Mr. Joelo, social activist, founder of the staff. All right, the rest I leave it. Yeah. And especially to thank Mr. Elan Cohen, who decided last year to support one student throughout his degree. We thank you very much for your support. And I would like to greet the ambassadors and their representatives, and the UNHCR, the NGOs, and all the African community leaders. Welcome. It is also an honor to, to welcome all the representative of the Israeli businesses and companies, and also the government, if we have some here. I don't think so. I also wish to thank our panelists and keynote speakers for agreeing to preside over this conference. We'll start with Mr. Damtu Deselen, the UNHCR representative. and Mr. Yannick Tuna from Rwanda. Thank you for coming all the way from Rwanda. We appreciate it. And of course, Mr. Joelo, again, always, we have to say it. And Mr. Bengin Singer, General Manager of WeWork, Israel. And Mr. Yossi Vadit, activist for social change and justice for leading business figures. And of course, Mr. Joseph Abramovich, President and CEO of Energia Global Capital and co-founder of the Arava Power Company. Thank you for coming. I don't want to say a lot about that, you will see now. He wants to light the whole Africa. We are with you, good luck. I thank you all for taking your time from your busy schedule to attend this important conference. I would like to begin by giving a brief introduction of the African Student Organization and to describe what it is that we are doing here. The main mission of the African Student Organization is to support the African community living in Israel to realize their educational and career goal and to become leaders in their community and also to build strong bridges between Israel and Africa. And ASO was founded in 2015 by 11 students and officially registered in June 2019 as a non-profit organization. And the main idea was to stop arguing with the government that we are refugees, and they will reply, you are not refugees. And this is what we've been doing for the past 10, 12 years, and nothing come out of it. And then we decided to take a different approach, which is education. And then we decided that education is the best, and then we should stop whining and about refugees issue to show that we are capable of accomplishing much more than just working in the restaurants and construction or saying that we are refugees. And also, even though some NGOs did an amazing job to help the refugees community to land their dream job, but the question here is we ask ourselves, as a community leaders, activists, and visionaries, what is our role in helping ourselves and our communities? Do we have to push back and leave it all with the NGOs? No, of course. So we have to get involved and not to be in competition with the NGOs, but to make sure that we contribute and to show that we are capable of doing something for ourselves and our community. Because the government fails to help the African community. Instead, they use this as an opportunity to gain their political benefit. So in 2015, we started with 11 students, and today, 15 September 2019, we have a total of 45 students in higher education, and 6 students in vocational institution. Our students are from Sudan, South Sudan, Eritrea, Sierra Leone, Ivory Coast, Nigeria, Somalia, and Guinea-Conakry. So we are open to increase this number each year, provided if we have more resources and more supporters to join Mr. Joelo and Mr. Ilan, who have already decided to support one student. So we believe this is an amazing opportunity to show our commitment to education as the only weapon to true positive change. So in this light, before I get down here, I would like to present you our student. Okay, enjoy the video, and from here you will learn where our students from, what they are studying, which university, and where they are. So, let's do it.